Alright, welcome. In this video, I'm here once again with Oden. Oden is a 9-month-old Cane Corso here on a 2-week board and train by way, again, of holding control in the relationship. And so here on this video here, I'm going to be, again, showing how to engage in terms of eating food. Again, it's very important to make sure your dog has the right attitude about food in relation to how they see you in the relationship that way. And even as I'm talking here, Oden, again, how his mind's reacting to being brought under influence and control in a very intentional way, trying to lay down, use his body weight here. Again, that's normal in terms of how he's reacting to this. So here I'm not allowing it to happen, because here's the thing. I'll show you this. Now here he wants to try to lay down, okay, use his body weight, and if I allow it to happen, okay, he'll go into kind of what I call lockdown, where he won't want to come up under control. But here's the thing, as I move him forward here, now watch this, okay, do the push and pull. When I start to engage for him to go into a down, okay, I'm asserting influence. He knows the intent, he knows because again how I'm pushing, he knows I want him to do it down. But guess what? Doesn't want to do it. Okay. See? So it's all about, because it's all about who's in control. Okay. So this whole thing about understanding the mind of a dog. Now that's something, of course, we're going to work on. Okay. During the 2 weeks is him coming into agreement the right way. But again, that kind of gives you insight into the interplay between, again, control, influence, and intent. Okay. So again, this is why I don't say commands. But again, right there, you want to go, right? You want to do it to kind of go against what I'm doing, but then when I want it to happen my way, refuse, okay? So again, it's all about, again, the language of the method. So here, I'm going to show you how to do it again, introduce the food. Now, when you have a dog holding a certain level of control this way, and I start to, connect with them at this level, it's normal for, especially for some dogs, we'll see how this goes, for the first couple of days to not want to eat, okay? It's kind of like all or nothing if they have control over the food at a high level. So here, same thing. You see how he's pulling back here. Now I'm going to move him towards the food here. And we're going to see how this goes. This kind of gives me an assessment as to how he's thinking about food. But I want to show this again. So again, bring him near the food here. The water, he's been drinking water. Okay, but we're going to see how the food goes here, because again, I want him not to just to engage with in terms of expressing possessiveness over the food. I want him to eat the right way, by way of control. So here, I'm going to put him in the sit. Then introduce the food. Allow him, again, you saw you did this with Hildegard, same way. Drinking water, that's great. I'll let him have a nice drink of water here. The same thing here. So again, you always want to be in the mix this way. Again, connected to the leash. I have, have control over him. But I just don't want to get him to wait, and I want to be connected. So again, he feels, again, in terms of intentional control and influence happening within the food, within him actually engaging in eating food, drinking water. And again, as I do this too, again, I'm going to interrupt this here in a moment. I want him, of course, to eat some here. Now this can be a good sign, okay, and this helps take stress off him as well. Understand that when you get in the mix this way, now here as he's eating some here, I'm going to interrupt. But when I interrupt, I'm not going to jerk and yank. I'm just going to put him into a sit for a second. I'm going to slow this down, but I'm not trying to jerk on the leash or anything here. See, got his attention, give him permission. Go ahead. Start eating again. that's great. Great in the sense that he's not getting nasty about this. You know, he's very agreeable. And I'm just being normal about it. Understand, I'm not trying to be overly dominating with the food here. I'm just getting in the mix this way, being connected to control and influence. I'll stop him again here in a minute. I'm letting him eat here. He's not showing any, you know, that's the other thing to look for too when you're doing this too, is how desperate does the dog get when they're attached this way. If they try to really speed up and get super desperate, that's a sign you really want to kind of stop them a little bit more. Same thing here, so I'm going to put him back into a sit. Being normal. Go ahead. Just let him eat. So, again, this is a good sign with the food. You can tell he's not being overly desperate here. Need some more here. Out of water. I'm going to give him some more water here in a couple minutes here. Clean those bowls. And the same thing here. Once he's done eating and stuff, you don't want the dog to start to flip. This is the thing too. The other signs to look for, you know, in terms of possessiveness, when they start to, you know, flip the bowl over, spill the food out everywhere, you know, you don't want that type of thing happening. So here, that was good. Again, he didn't show any sort of, you know, overly food possessive or nastiness. Again, when I slow him down, get him to, you know, because the idea here is you want the dog to do it in a relaxed state, okay? And this happens through, again, seeing you the right way through the relationship. And so this is where, again, being connected with the leash is really recommended for a period of time, because you'll get to a place where then you can get to a point where you're not doing it this way, where it's off leash, because then you're in right relationship. The dog has the right, you know, attitude about the food. But again, in terms of a relationship problem, you're dealing with one issue, okay, when you know a dog's getting control of the relationship, you want to make sure, you want to tie this in at all points, including food, other dogs, people. And so you're going to see that happening during the 2-week training process. So anyway, all to say, that was great. Very happy with that. Thanks for watching.